Today I have another boombox. I just bought this one a few days ago. Couldn't really resist it, even though it was a little bit on the expensive side, but you didn't see many, or I didn't see many of these silver Sonys. Always seem to see the old black ones from the 70s, and then nothing until the sort of black ones from the 90s. And these, I guess, were probably so reliable you never really saw them, but I don't think they ever sold an awful lot of them back then. But this supposedly all working condition. It does have a couple of dents on it, and I'm not sure, I did drop it as I put it into the car, so that might have been my fault. I suspect some of them were on there because I don't think I dented it that badly. But of course it slipped off whatever I had it sitting on top of, because I bought a few things and crashed into the boot of the car and hit something in there, I think, so maybe I did that. But we might be able to get some of that out of there. Otherwise, in fairly good condition. Got an old sticker from Hocking Electronics, 70 Warwick Street, Hobart. I vaguely remember the guy from Hocking Electronics way back in the early 90s or something. And that possibly became Universal Electronics, or in Warwick Street, I think, so maybe it was the same business, not sure, but it looks like it got repaired, possibly under warranty or something, if it was that long ago. Maybe a little bit after. And it's Gene Clark. It had Clark on that label. Someone's put the old, God, I can't remember what those stickers are called, but the Electroset or something, was it? Something like that. Electroset? No, Electroset's something completely different. No, I can't remember what that's actually called. Those little click around things, you set the letter and clicked it and then turned it around and it just pressed into the, stretched the plastic basically and made it go white on the bits where it deformed it. So that was another old school thing. Actually, it looks like it was originally stuck on here kind of thing. You can actually read a name almost. So someone's pulled it off there and stuck it inside the battery compartment at some point. And oh yeah, we've got, it's actually scratched into the back here. And looks like they're possibly their phone number, or that's, I don't know if it's a license number. It doesn't look like a license number, but because it's been marked for the neighbourhood watch, you're meant to scrape some ID number in there. Doesn't look like a driver's license, so God knows what that is. So I guess we'll try it on. It's actually got a cassette in it. What do we get this time? World's Favourite Light Classics. Love Theme from Romeo and Juliet. Largo. Air on the G string. Sounds interesting. Green sleeves. The, what is it? An Eden line or something theme. Not sure, I can't read half the letters are missing. Morning, Canon in D. Nimrod, Londonderry Air, I Love Thee. Ave Maria Poem. Or Poem or something. Oh, what a beautiful morning, hello. Young lovers, Old Man River, oh God. Hey there, climb every mountain. June is busting out all over. Is June a woman, or I think that was her name, wasn't it? Oh, Jean. Or is he talking about the weather in the month of June? Get me to the church on time. I think that was another highly annoying song. A wonderful guy. 3 coins in the fountain. High noon. Love theme from The Godfather. Theme from Lawrence of Arabia. Theme from E.T. Did E.T. have a theme? I don't remember that. Theme from Exodus. Theme from Star Wars. World's favourite melodies. I have my doubts about that. What's the little Pegasus thing? I can't remember. Were they Pegasus music or something? Probably. Well, that could be interesting to have a listen to. Stereo, radio, yeah, scratchy volume. Who would have guessed? FM. Well, it picks up fairly well. I haven't even got the antenna up. Oh, that's hitting a weird feeling at the end. It doesn't go right down the dial. Dodgy, so it doesn't really work. So I can't get down to 87.8. That should be 92.9. It's probably a bit high. Picks up pretty well though. Yeah, hits that end alright, I think. Slips a bit. Yeah, it doesn't feel too good at the bottom end, and doesn't reach the end, it starts slipping. So maybe something's jamming that, physically jamming the plastic bit there. Don't think it's related to these dents, but maybe, I reckon that's just the aluminium, but maybe it's dented in further. It's usually it's just a bit of plastic under that label. And I guess we should check medium wave. We've got couple of short waves as well. Not sound too promising on AM. I don't think we've got any AM radio, which is rare. Well, that's a bit dodgy for something that's supposed to work, but these things really do fully work. Channel's right down, I think. Touch the function switch and that channel comes back. Lovely. So we definitely need to clean a couple of switches, possibly check on the AM, check what the tuning doesn't seem to go quite right. Tape deck doesn't sound brilliant, but it's an old school head in there, and I think it's got a big lump of dirt on it. It does, but I'm not sure it's actually on the head part, it's on the metal next to it, so that end of the head's probably got something on it. And no doubt it wants a check over to see what the belts are like and all the rest. Already that screw doesn't feel like it's even screwed in. None of them want to come out. Ew, what's that? Bit of sawdust or something, hopefully. It says Sony Corp Japan. I assume it means it's made in Japan, but I don't know about this, whether it would have been. Runs off 6 D size. I think that tuning knob may have to come off. If it does, let's see if we can get some screws out of this thing, and of course I don't know where they came from. I think the long one was in there somewhere. No, not that one. Probably that one then. Oh, comes another one. Oh, where did that come from? I think that came out of it, but oh, that was the one in the battery compartment. One battery terminal's corroded, the rest of it's in pretty good nick. Ah, okay, so the front comes off there. I was expecting it to split here, but that's a bit deceptive. It doesn't split there at all. It's more like a standard boombox. Ooh, we've got a tension mechanism. Ooh, that's flicking out of the way. I never like it when they start doing weird stuff, because it's a real pain when a dial cord comes off, and doesn't look like we can unplug the speakers. Yeah, someone's even put their code or something on there. By the look at that, looks more like a driver's license or something. So someone pulled the front off and scraped it in. They were very worried about having it pinched. Probably did cost a pretty penny back in the day. So the fact that it's got one of these tension mechanisms when it's in the earlier part of the 80s. What is it? TN33, I think I found out. These are definitely a 33. The one with a little idler and this sort of arm that comes up with a little piece that pushes the idler tyre there. That's one of the tensions. Almost looks like it has a rubber bit on there, but I think it's just made, don't know what they've done there, just the way they've moulded it, I guess. Looks like there's a rubber wheel around that bit. I think I did find there may have been a version of these with that idler replaced by an actual gear, but there's so many different versions it's hard to keep up. Let's have a look at this tuning dial. It's already getting tight, or maybe and it slips. Can't see any real reason for it. Well, that would be hitting the end of the, where's it go? Oh my god, so you can't really get the board out of this thing easily, because the dial cord swings around and goes under it somewhere. So you'd assume it's just the tuning cap itself hitting an end. I have seen these tuning caps where they get chewed up inside the little plates, but you can usually see it as you rotate it. Doesn't look like anything like that's happened to it. So where should the tuning dial end? A bit further along than there, so it should go to almost to the end of the where that pinch roll is, a little pin holds it in, and it won't go there. And I don't fancy pulling the board if it means I've got to dismantle that cord. Something makes a weird noise. Yeah, quite a fancy radio in here, so they've done quite a good job of building that. They haven't skimped on anything there, and yeah, the head's got something smeared all over it. Don't know if that'll come up on camera, but yeah, the whole half of that head has got a big lump of muck on it, so that's why that probably doesn't sound the best. I've got to clean, which switch was it? This function switch. Still a little bit of voltage in there by the sound of it. I guess I should, rather than using this new contact cleaner, I should finish the old CRC one off. What's the other one for? Oh, it's a stereo mono switch. Might as well do it, I guess, because if one's playing up, get down the little slots on the side there, should be enough, hopefully. One's playing up, they're probably all full of stuff. There's plenty of dust on that lever there. And we need to do the volume pot. That's the band switch, so that definitely wants doing, because that might be why AM's playing up. Hopefully enough of that got in there somewhere. Where's the tone? Oh, the tone's over here, isn't it? Oh, at least I can see tone control's got a hole in the top as well as the back by the look of it. And the volume one does too, I think, but it's a bit hidden under something. Yeah, if you can see it go all wet and come out around the bottom of that, you know you've got it well and truly in there. And we've got what, mic wires here, which, you know, I guess they've got to kind of sit where they are, but move them out of the way, I can get into the other pot. Squirt it till it runs out on the board a bit. It should all evaporate. Yeah, I didn't know this Sony had a tension mech in it, but it's always possible, I guess, with these earlier ones. Sony used them in some of their gear. I'll pull it and see if, well, I think I can pull it without messing the dial cord up. See if we can see what year this was made, even though it's probably online somewhere, but nothing like proving it with your own eyes. Now we've got a bit of, oops, bit of tape over things there, and an earth tab. Be interesting to see if this comes out. It wants to check over anyway. Yeah, I do not like the dial cord in this much. Where's the motor wire? It goes over this way somewhere, and the motor's catching on this plastic bracket. Just very careful it doesn't suddenly let go. Ooh, there we go, it's coming. Maybe. This dial cord may have to come off. Might have to see if I can find a manual for it that tells you, because I really hate restringing dial cords. Some aren't too bad, but generally it's better if you can avoid it. I don't know if this is going to come out. Either I've got to take the buttons off, or Sony certainly didn't make one of their nice easy to work on ones here. Is there another way of doing this? I don't think there is, because the motor's right in the way and you can't get to all the screws on the motor unless this bracket, I can only see 2 screws on it. I wonder if it unscrews. You never know, I might be doing it the wrong way. Although, whoa. we've got a dial cord on the bracket, so we definitely don't want to go pulling that. If worst comes to worst, I might have to take the... Yeah, what a silly place to put. So they put it on a little pulley right there. I'm not sure I've ever seen one built like this before, especially not a Sony. That's pretty disappointing for Sony to put a... Oh, these cables are going to have to come out. Put a dial cord over the mechanism. What were they thinking? I think they were thinking you should pull the dial cord out to work on this thing. So we can lift that up. And then where does it... Oh, yeah, it does come loose. I was going to say it should come loose. Maybe this is the secret. But there's no length on these wires hardly at all. If I get that out of the way, I can probably just pop this back in. So maybe that's a clever little Sony design after all. Kind of clever. Except, guess what? It doesn't want to fit back in the hole. Why has it got too much tension on it now? Oh man, no wonder it's having trouble working. That is super tight. I think they expect you to unscrew the heads or something here, because we're still kind of hanging on the dial cord. It's one of those motors, so we're not going to get a date off it. And it's got the wiring into the motor, so I can't even unsolder the motor. Okay, now I can't see. It's soldered under the board. Brilliant. And I can't disconnect the motor. I can at least see if the belt's any good. It slips enough that it really wants replacing, I think. Well, this is going to be fun by the look of it. I guess maybe... I mean, if I can see the top part of the dial cord, I can count how many times it's wrapped around the tuning knob, which looks like about 3 maybe. And yeah, there's a chance I won't be able to get a manual for it. And yeah, these wires here, whatever they are, must be the switch, yeah, motor switch. I think there's two things it's connected to in there. And these other wires here for the heads, all as tight as... I think you need to remove this to really work on this thing. It'd be pretty hard to get the capstan bracket off it. And what do we got in here? Ooh, God, so you can't even see the things. It's got like little bits of wire or something. Tiny little metallic bits hanging off the pulley there, which looks like someone's glued it. Someone's glued the clutch or something. What is on that? There's some muck on it. Don't think it's glue though, because it still moves. Ugh. So the clutch has got something on it. I think I have to make an executive decision here and just remove the dial cord. So it's simple enough that it comes up around here, but then where does it go here? It goes down under the board. Oh man, this thing's horrible. I'm starting to regret touching this one. Down under a pulley there, which must then go across, well, that's the tuning cap. And then it comes out over here. We have 3 turns, I think, or 3 times around the tuning knob. Yeah, 3 times around the shaft of that. It comes in on the top side, left, round 3 times, exits on the bottom side, back up to this pulley on the right. And that is the big problem. I really need to draw a diagram, I think, or see if there's a manual on this thing somewhere. I'm going to go and have a look. Okay, archive.org have the manual, and it does give a good diagram of the tuning string or dial cord and how it fits, and it does come in under that little pulley round into the pulley on the capacitor, and then exits back around and out. It comes wherever the spring is. You're meant to set it to a certain position. The spring comes out here somewhere in the dial cord, wraps right around it, comes back out, goes to that one, and 3 turns, like I said, and back. So not too bad, but It's just knowing whether you need to draw the diagram yourself or not. If it's in the manual, you don't need to draw it yourself. They even tell you how to set this, the pulley and this to a certain position, but I shouldn't have to do that other than maybe to point it the right way because it's already attached to the tuning cap. I guess one thing maybe I should try is, now I've cleaned the switches, does the AM radio work? It will sound like it's working. Just so I know before I pull everything to bits. Turn it on, the PowerPoint helps. That sounds a bit better. Maybe. It's doing something. Damn tape deck's in the way now. Get out of the way. Still not, don't seem to get a station. And we're hitting the dead end. Ooh. No. If I put my hand on there. Oof. I'll put my external antenna near it, see if it does anything. Ah. What the? Don't think it's real happy. What's that, SBS or something? Sounds like a foreign language. Get a feeling there is a problem with AM radios where you get all the stations jammed in a small part of the tuning or something, but I can't remember what it is. I seem to remember there being something like that, so I think we'll have to do my least favourite thing and release the dial cord. Oops, there goes the cleaner. So that I can get this board right out, I think, and I'll take this bracket off so I can get the tape deck maybe a bit looser. They really haven't given you any wires to do anything with here. It almost has a point I need to disconnect the heads to free that up, but then I've still got the motor's too short, the switch is too short, everything's too short. Does that release this? Doesn't seem to. Yeah, so that's just part of the, I think that's screwed to the board by the feel of it. You've probably got to remove the whole lot. I probably should have a look to see if they said any more about pulling it apart, but I'm going to have to take all the knobs off, I think, pull the board and mech together. What does it say there? Is that Singapore? Singer something, or... yeah, it says Singapore up the top there, and then it's got the model number CFS330 on it by the look of it. So probably not made in Japan. Okay, something's coming slowly loose here. Yeah, this is pretty horrible to work on. I think we've got to slide another dial cord pulley out of there. Hopefully those two are the same. What else is here? We've got that. That's probably the antenna. Does it actually unplug? Surely something unplugs in this thing, yeah. And then something up here is holding on more short wires, I think. Those sockets go, whoop, bit of board broke off there, I think. What have they done here? They've melted it, melted the plastic onto it. that hold it in? Yep. Another microphone. Probably take it with a bracket, I guess. So probably have to loosen everything off. Headphone socket. Got the old 6.5mm one. Yes, this tuning cap does look a bit dodgy. Seems a bit whiter than it should be, and I can see a sort of gap down the bottom here, the plastic spread, I think. And the top bit's definitely folded up, so it could be a bad tuning cap. Well, it actually says bad on the side of it, so maybe they're letting us know. I think it's B bad, C bad, something. But it does seem to do the full, what I would think is the full range. Doesn't really turn that far, I guess. What's that, about 180 degrees if you're lucky? Yeah, it's a little bit over. And that, it does feel a little loose. All the pulleys seem to be free and stuff. Sometimes you get these little wheels on them stick. Guess we can pull that out and see if that needs lubing or anything. I mean, it's got a bit of, what is the grease actually like? Yeah, it's still good grease on it. Oh, it's got a little stopper here that hits that little plastic post. I guess I should get that cord out while I can. Yeah, that's the one that goes back. Well, this was in an odd position, so anyway, it's going to be a bit of fun, I guess. I'll probably have to follow their instructions on mating the two pieces together. And the tape deck still isn't easy to work on, I don't think. I think you've either got to unsolder the... That must come out. I can get that out of there, I think. You've got to pull it out of this little slot it's in, I think, and that should give us enough length, hopefully, to change the belt. Except the wires keep going back in instead of coming out. Come on. Oh, this thing certainly captures them well. They don't actually seem to want to fit out. I'm almost tempted to bust it off if that's going to be like that. Come on. Or is it just the tightness of it? No, there it goes. They just do not want to come out. Okay, finally. Oh, half those wires. Oh, they're them. Oh, okay, so they're also attached. The black and brown aren't related to this, but they're glued in there. And it's probably going to break this bit off this thing if I'm not careful. So the glue's coming, I think. A lot of fiddling around just to get the deck loose. I certainly expect this in the 70s sort of stuff, but they were usually a bit better by the 80s. Now we're getting somewhere. Sort of. I think I'm going to have to unsolder the motor though. Actually, I guess we can sort of get it like that. But yeah, probably ideally you would. I might do it anyway. At least everything's well labelled in it, I'll give them that much. They've literally labelled everything, I think. But I think we've got a dodgy tuning cap. I guess none of the old chassis I've got here will be anything like it. What does that look like? Cost to get the tape deck out, I've got to get rid of the old side of the tuning cap. That one's kind of like it, but unless it's the exact same thing, it's probably not much good. So it's got two pins out of it, and one on the other side. 4 little trimmers. One of them actually had them labelled in something, I think. It's pretty similar. No, in the Japanese, they're probably all very similar. What's this one got? It's got 2 pins there, 2 mounts. Yep, 2 pins, 2 mounts, and the same on the other side. I wonder if it's worth trying another one. I guess the other thing is I can try this while it's in pieces. I've got yet another one here which is almost the same as well, I think. Except I can't really see. Yeah, it's pretty similar. Doesn't have the two top connections though. So you probably need something with a 4-position switch. That's probably a shortwave one. I think that's what the extra stuff is for. This was, I don't know what, possibly a silver. I reckon that's a 4-way band switch. Yep. Yeah, we've got these extra little trim caps and stuff. TA7640, what did this one use? It was written on the board somewhere. It's the UPC 1222, but I'm sure I saw a TA something, 7668. But that's a tape IC, I think. Oh, there you go, 7668, same one. So there's often not a lot of difference between these things if they're from a similar era. Same looking coil, because I think that might even be the shortwave bit. That's your AM, I think. That's your shortwave. Most of them don't have that second coil on them. Yeah, like this one, it's just an AM type, and the tuning cap has less stuff. So I'm tempted to. And I guess the next problem is the shaft the same? That's going to be the other problem. Is this physically? Normally they are, I think, all like a double flat kind of shaft. It'd be nice if I get the screwdriver to get in that screw and actually undo it. It's actually got a flat blade in there. Oh, tight as. It's not a good sign. Oop. Yeah, better keep that for now. Get rid of that shaft, yeah, like that roundish shaft with two flat bits. Now you'd assume the Sony has the standard one, but who knows. I guess I better keep this orientated the right way. Oh god, it doesn't come off. There we go. Yep, same sort of shaft. PVC. Not sure why they call it that, but anyway. I think the PVC plastic in there's had its day, so I might even try changing that, but let's... Oop, it doesn't matter as long as it's on the shaft the right way. If I can fire this up in pieces, let's get that motor off there just so that can get out of the way a bit more. Red is positive. Let's get that circuit board out of the way, then I can get the tape deck out of there. And try not to short out the speakers. Microphones probably don't care too much. Yeah, the speaker's still hooked up. Let's plug it in. There's no real safety issues I don't think with these because everything's down flat on that board. I do need to watch I don't short out on those diodes and stuff though there. Turn on the power. What are we on? I think we're on AM. Yeah, definitely. Pretty unhappy, I think. Whether you need to do some alignment or stuff on these things, these little trimmers or not, I don't know. Probably ideally you do. I might just unsolder that and chuck that other one in and see what happens. So that's grease on here. Ugh, sticky grease. Ugh, I was going to say, because it's got something all over this clutch assembly, and I bet that's more of the sticky grease there. That's alright, I think, that one. Yeah, that grease on that spring, I'm not sure why it is on the spring. Oh, that's because the idler assembly, oh well, this piece moves, doesn't it, I think. Well, maybe in the right mode. Where are we? Yeah, now it's moved ever so slightly. And more in that mode, although the metal piece doesn't move in that mode. When I press play it moves quite a bit. And pause it moves this little metal lever with a spring on it down there. What's the grease like on here? Yeah, it's still good. But that's got some sort of weird greasy stuff on the clutch, which it shouldn't have. Because normally you don't grease your clutch unless you want it to slip everywhere. So I might try and get what I can of that off there. I wonder if someone's knocked that on there in the factory or something. I can't see what else it really would have got on there. Yuck. But I think we'll remove that. Even that's probably not going to go anywhere much because it's pretty gooey. Yeah, I think some of it's already got down in there a bit. Seem to be working reasonably well, so it probably doesn't matter, but still. Oh, I've grease on my screwdriver. See if I can scrape that out of there. Yeah, there's a bit under there somewhere. What's something under there? Oh yeah. Right on the side of the felt pad in the clutch. I'll try and scrape the worst of that out. Don't think it's really going to matter too much because if it's not really gooey, it's probably not going to spread anyway, but still, I'll get rid of that. Got to undo a couple of screws here to get the belt off. I think the motor, yeah, we've only got to take that off. The motor can stay where it is, I think. We can just flick the belt on and off the motor, no problem. Though does it come loose? No, 2 screws there. Shouldn't come loose when I undo this bit. I think you might have even been able to just lift this end up a bit. Well, you're going to have to take the screw out because there's no way that belt can come out without that screw out of the way. And of course it falls off. I think I decided with these you just lift this bit up a bit and it comes out. No need to take it right off. Yeah, it's certainly got some rubber starting to come off there or something crud on it. And yeah, no, it doesn't feel like it's too stretchy, I think. And yeah, this stuff's starting to come off it a bit. Better clean the pulleys, I guess. Even though the motor one I think looked nice and clean. Bit of something coming off there. Especially if that's got grease on it, it definitely wants to clean. In case any got on the belt. Yeah, a bit of muck coming out of there. And the motor, yeah, there's only a slightest bit of dirt right down inside it, but I might as well try and can hold it still. Get what I can out of there, but it's mostly right down the very bottom of the groove. It's never going to come out, but it probably shouldn't contact the belt there anyway. Stay still. And I guess while I got that cotton bud, let's get that. There's a lot of muck on the end of the head. That should make it sound a fair bit better. Some great streak of something across the erase head. Whitish looking stuff. Capstan's pretty bad too. At least we can rotate it easily without the belt on there. It's got a fair bit of play on that. I'm not sure if it should, but maybe that washer just here wants pushing down a bit. Just because the bracket's, well, loose, so it probably allows it to drop a bit more than it should. Once the bracket's screwed back on, it'll be right. pinch roller's got a lot of oxide on it, but just a sort of, it's not sticking up or anything, just a flat layer of oxide colour, and it looks to be in good nick besides that. Better check that idler. I don't think there's any problem with the idler being split or anything, but they do die in these ones. But usually that's when they were getting to the gooey belt stage. Everything else is pretty deteriorated, so I think this one's been looked after reasonably well in a good environment. Yeah, it looks fine. I might even give it a clean for the hell of it. Clean these reels. Yeah, pretty clean anyway. Oh, I don't need to clean that one. Doesn't need to give it a quick clean. Yeah, hardly anything coming off it. That's a good sign. That's in good nick. So I've got to find another belt like that one. Guess we'll do the right thing and actually find what size it is first, before putting a dodgy eBay belt in there. I think that's a bit too big, which is a what, 66. Hey, that's if I've got a belt. It's always the sizes you're out of stock of. Yeah, it's probably a 63 or something, because that's a 57 I think, and that's too short. And I bet there's a bag here that says 60. Oh, it's probably a 60 and a 63. Oh, that's a motor. That's a 51. Yeah, interesting. There's no empty bags. I should probably have another size there somewhere. 66, unless it's mixed up in here. 51, 54. They must make another size. Let's check the other ones. 46, 54, 57, yeah, 60 and 63. So I've got them in 1.4, so maybe I didn't bother replacing them in the 1.2s. 60s a bit smaller. I reckon that's going to be the one, because a 60, I don't think it's really stretched much though. 63 seems to be the right exact size. Let's try the proper size, or same size, and see if it feels like it fits without slipping. It was only just slipping, so I don't think it's particularly stretched. This is a bigger belt than the original, but let's just, should still fit on there. I may still put an eBay one in there, I think. But let's just try this and see if it works. Yeah, it sticks out a bit too far on that pulley probably. Get under there. Try not to get on that greasy spring. Of course it wants to drop down onto the greasy spring. First thing it goes for. I think it is that size. Yeah, that's fine. So what did I say that was? A 63 by 1.4, though that should be a 63 by 1.2. Yeah, definitely a thinner belt. That one does stick out a bit. It is fine with the 1.4. I'm almost tempted to leave that in there. But let's see if we got one in the small size. I should have. Oh, that one that fell out there is almost it. Huh, that is it. Just ever so slightly smaller, I think, so it's perfect. Well, let's see if an eBay one does the job. Because I don't think I'm ever going to be using this thing, so there's not much point in putting a good belt in it at the moment. These are actually a bit smaller because yeah, these are more like 1mm. Yeah, it makes me wonder if I shouldn't put a. We'll see what the wow's like with this one in it. Because I can't help thinking some of these belts might be increasing the wow on some of these things. I think I did try it on something else and it didn't make any difference. As long as they're not too tight, they should be alright, but yeah, that feels pretty good there. See if it slips on that. No, perfect. So I think that belt's good. We've cleaned all that. So the only thing left is to try that tuning cap. See if I can get this old one desoldered. Where's the radio there? And see if it actually is going to fit. I think these are all pretty well standard. I know I'm pretty sure I've had one or two with a similar situation. I think I just found something in basically something like this, an old boombox, and just swapped it over and away it went again. Because one of the thing about the Japanese is they used a lot of standardised parts, and even general Asian stuff that they, I guess they subcontracted a lot of it to Asia first, and yeah, it's so nice having all this compatibility and things. Sort of right up on the screw. So that's why these old boards are worth hanging on to. You just never know when you can use some little bit out of them. Sometimes even I think these IF cans you can pretty much swap them. This one's got all the wires broken on the aerial rod, or antenna rod. But at least I'll get all that done today, because I might have to leave the restringing till tomorrow, I think. I'll print out that. Oh yeah, no, I don't think this matters too much. Well, that can only go on two ways, so might be a little bit of experimentation. If I get that back on the wrong way, then the bit in the manual when it says to line it up with the other bit may be out, but might have to restring it a couple of times, who knows. So it went like that. Actually, two tabs there and one middle one not used, and then yeah, one on the other side. This has actually got two on the other side. Oh wow, that thing looks really wonky inside. It's shot. Don't know why they did that, but I think this is physically basically the same. Could be worth having a look inside that, but when I look at it on this end, there's all the layers are all bent up and chewed up or something in there. Very weird, but I have seen it a few times. God knows when the last time was. It was a long time ago. This seems to have a lot more stuff in it than this one, but it may be because it's all messed up in there. But enough fiddling around. Let's put it in and see if it works. There's no guarantee it will, because I don't know for sure if it's hooked up the same. And these pins are sticking out a bit too far, I think. They are rather bent. And there's a wax and stuff in the way. Maybe I should get rid of the wax, but anyway. See if it'll go in. That'll go in, I think. Hopefully and physically a close enough position. I think it might sit down a bit lower, but anyway. That could be a problem if we can't get that plastic shaft thing back on there. Might be alright. solder attached itself. Oh, where's the big? That's where the big roll of thick solder comes in handy. Oh, I probably shouldn't even bother soldering it fully in, but then again, let's be hopeful here. Yeah, normally tuning capacitors in a last forever, but these little mini ones have some sort of issue with them. Yeah, it fits on. Don't know if it's facing the right way, but good enough, I think. That goes from there to there. Yes, it definitely was turning enough. Now just watch nothing shorts out. Doesn't seem to do much more. Where's the volume? Where's this? Oh, I mean FM, that's why. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's really an improvement. I was getting a bit of one channel before, and I still am.
Forest Walk. Cave tours are limited, so be sure to book 9 AM and 3:30 PM.
FM doesn't pick up much. Well, that's the. Well, I haven't got an FM antenna on it, that's why. Let's hold my antenna on the terminal, I guess. That will probably improve things out of sight. Yeah, just a bit.
What you wearing? Dress or suit?
Opens at midday for lunch or from family or friends, and treat your taste buds to an extraordinary experience. The Commandy now offers it. Breakfast every week from 8 AM. Enjoy access to our bottle shop 7 days a week from 10:30 AM to 7.
Well, it still works on FM, I think. And AM, hard to know, but looking at the condition of that one, I think that's well and truly shot. Looks like they've all just, I don't know if they've collapsed or they've peeled up. Anyway, I might just leave that one in there. Oh, I better check the tape deck, I guess, before I reassemble anything. Is that tape? Possibly. Ah, big issue. I don't have a motor connector, do I? Better hook that back up. With all this messing around with the radio, I've completely forgot about that. Ah, take that FM antenna off. Ah, now the dial cords wrapped around everything. God damn things out. How did you get there? I think that went under those. as well. Bit of melted plastic, but that won't worry anything. Microphones and all sorts of rubbish everywhere. Okay. Oh, my tape's escaped. Oh, now we're back on radio. Well, it's certainly a lot louder and clearer than it was before. I think that can go in the rubbish. Oh shit, it sounds like we're shorting something out. God, there's no way to really hold this thing together. Doesn't sound the greatest, though mind you the speakers are flat on the bench. That's better. Some treble helps a lot on a cassette player, or on anything really, but it sounds particularly bad on a cassette player when it's dulled down. Yeah, it sounds surprisingly good. That tape I'm not sure is even 100%, but it sounds really good on that. That tape's playing up again. I'm starting to think that tape is definitely dodgy. Well, that motivating sound is me shorting something out, I think. God. That was a tape that was playing up in the Iowa and stuff, I think, a while back. So I don't think that tape is shot. But could be I'm touching on something here that yeah, I think old Johnny Farr. See what it rewinds like. It all seems to be, it doesn't look like it's had too much use, this mech. It's in quite good condition. But that's nice and quiet. Well, that seems to work. Don't know they're not going to do much more with the radio. Just think we'll just try and get the dial back on it and hope that it doesn't seem to turn any further, so I'm not sure if we've done anything to fix the dial cord not going where I thought it should. Actually, one interesting point, did it pick up that channel? I'm not sure it actually does go down to 88 or whatever. That's an FM. Or maybe that's it. Oh, I haven't got an antenna, have I? That might be it. So yeah, I think that's all at least capable of tuning that lower channel in. I might give these buttons a clean. And then yeah, it's mainly going to be a matter of I'll print out that dial cord, try and get this piece meshed with that bit in the right place as well. Although I think they showed that it should be tuned to a certain spot, so maybe there is a way of getting this back in. Yeah, don't know about that. who knows, it's probably going to be a bit of fun either way. So I guess I better get this wiring back under here too. Now that we don't need that. Oh, I've got to get everything in anyway from all these different wires for the tape. Keep these microphones where they're useful. And yeah, I'll just give that a clean. Okay, back on this thing, I've got the dial cord stringing part of the manual printed out. It's basically 2 steps. One, get it around those bits, but we had to take the bits out to get the tape deck out, so I'm not sure how that's going to work. And then you've got to mate this triangular bit here with the main wheel there, which has a cord on it, dial drum, and dial drum joint. Turn the dial drum fully clockwise. Although they're saying 75mm 2 inches from that end. Rear cabinet. Oh yeah, well that's just the whole back half is what they're talking about, I guess. And it's been like a week, so I've completely forgotten, but yeah, that's where I still remember there was 3 turns around the tuning shaft. At last hooked the string on pulley. So it's actually numbered steps, so start at 1, 2, but this still leaves me with a problem of they're saying put it in before you put the tape deck in, so whether I can get the tape deck in and the circuit board, well, don't know. I guess we might just try what they're saying, because we had 2 little slot in bits, I think, like that. Where'd the other one go? There's the pointer. Oh, there it is. God, I've moved halfway across the bench for some reason. That's what happens when you leave it for a while. And let's see. I think we've still actually got our turns around there, or if I push that other bit back, it should be a 3rd turn, is it? No. Oh yeah, there's something looped where it shouldn't be. So this thing should have the spring, so that's the end. Is that what they were talking about? The end of something they said. Pointer, set the pointer to the position shown. Dial drum, turn the dial drum fully counterclockwise, yeah, so until it goes bang into that bit of plastic, which gets the spring where they show it, which is pointing that way. And first step is to loop. Oh, that's dropped behind that spring, I think. I don't think that's. It should be the bit. Yeah, okay. I was going to say that isn't right, but we got a wire in the way. But we want the. No, is that going to go? Does it matter if it goes over the top of that? We've got 2. Yeah, it doesn't matter, I don't think. We need to get the one on the end of the. Oh, they're both on the end of the spring, aren't they? So anyway, the one that isn't round that piece, I guess, is the one. Goes around the dial, and I think under this pulley. Is that what I saw? Ah, no, it came off. This is why I try not to touch these things, because they can be a bit of fun to get back in. It goes under, so it's coming, trying to get it to stay on the plastic bit. They are not much fun. And then under that, sort of hold that tight, I guess, and hold it up there. Does that go over the next? I guess it goes over that bit. Over and under the next one. Now this could get messy. Where does the pointer go exactly? Shouldn't the pointer... Oh, okay, it comes... Oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, it goes... Well, spring, under the pulley. I'm not sure what's meant to go. Is it meant to go over that one or not over that way? Is there another? There's no other one. And then under the pulley, well, that doesn't work. Oh, does it go up and under, I guess? This is looking wrong to me, but... And now I flicked it off that pulley. Hang on, there must be another. We've got 1, 2... Oh, there's another one there. That's the other one. Okay, that makes more sense. but now I think I've messed it up a bit. But this, why is there a twist in this thing? That can't be right. We need to get rid of that twist, I think. That should come up. This went under, yeah, oh, yeah, that's what I wanted out. Over, the dial pointer is nowhere near where it should be, if I'm not mistaken. What is it? Oh, where does that one come? Oh, there's another pulley there. How many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pulleys are showing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's right. Oh, I know what I've stuffed up, I think. That would make sense. So that one comes up to this one, goes over this one. Okay, yeah, I got you. And then the path goes back. Then under this one. Bit hard to tell from this diagram. I thought something was wrong, but why is the dial... It's going to end up right over here somewhere. That definitely loops only from the spring round once. Anyway, well, that could have slid, but I think it's glued in place, so that's really weird. So it goes over the top of that one. Should come back along, get that wire out of the way now, and over the top of this one under the little microphone slot there. Well, I wouldn't have expected the dial to end up there of all places. And we've got too much length here, haven't we? Or what do we got? Oh, we've got to go round once around. Yeah, this is pretty much wrong, I think. I've got to pull a whole heap of this cord. I don't know if we can do it. Oh, you can. That doesn't seem at all right. I guess I should have took the actual pulley, sorry, not the pulley, the dial indicator off already, because that's got to go tight in there somewhere. That goes around the main drum, and I forgot about our numbering sequence, but it's on about right. Yeah, 10, I'm on like step 11. Where's 12? Oh yeah, 12, so I'm getting to 12. Then 13. Oh. Okay, so it's got to go down under this pulley here as well, so we need a bit more. So that's going to get extremely tight at this point. They usually are quite tightly strung, so I'm going to have to take this pointer off, if I can get it off without damaging the dial. Oh, what was that? Oh yeah, that one popping off. Good, something came off. That seems completely out of whack, but anyway. Get around that plastic thing. Except it doesn't want to go around that plastic thing, come on. What's going on here? This is jammed up in something again. Ooh, geez, we've got a little knot in it. That's not good. Oh, we've lost the turn, I think. God damn it. How do I get another turn back on there? It must be able to fit out around this plastic bit, I guess. I'm going to have to unscrew it, I think. I assume that just holds everything in place if you take the knob off. One. That's 3 turns, and it's got to go under this pulley. And we're basically almost there. Except I think I might have done that in the reverse order. Yeah, it should have gone under that little pulley last. And I think they're not wrong about that, because there's not enough length in this thing. So I'll get... Well, actually, that's the point. I guess I can leave the 3 turns, pinch one of them for now. It's got some little kink in it, I think. Or is it just a bit of stuff hanging off the side? 1, 2, 3. Is that turning? No. There is some slack in there, I think, that I can pull through. I'm going to need every bit of slack out of this. That's getting pretty tight. Antenna wire is the worst thing. Probably should have got rid of that. You do not want that getting in your... does not want to stay on there. Thank God for digital tuners is all I can say, because these things were not much fun to work on. I think I can... Well, of course that spring should actually... I might pull that spring out of it. That'll give me a bit of... That's probably the key. Ah, no, it's come off again. Such a son of a... And this is the problem. They're just... You need 3 hands at least to do these things. Maybe I can turn that around. Not sure I should be doing that. Oh, I should have been letting the slack off back there again, I guess. But anyway, as long as we get everything in place in the final moment kind of thing. Pretty highly strung. Alright. So we really need, and of course that mounting post is in the damn way. Kind of need to stretch this spring out, I think. Yeah, that's it. Problem is I can't keep it there. Oh, maybe I can. That's this where your third hand comes in handy. Because I've got to try and get onto this pulley. That's it. Stretch it out. I'm almost on. Can't push it. Can hold it in the right position but not push it onto the pulley with a screwdriver. Got it. So I don't think it really matters where you position this too much, as long as you get it back there at the end. Seems to be rubbing on that. Maybe that's what it does. Am I safe to rotate? I think I am. I don't know how I'm going to get everything else back together, but anyway. That's basically in place. Put this little plastic bit back. Except it doesn't seem to want to go out. It's got a slot to go into. Okay, and then what did they say about this? We've got to get the dial. I can even put that in place last, I guess. Turn the dial drum fully counterclockwise. So do we do the same with the tuner itself? I guess we probably do. So it's definitely counterclockwise. Is that going to mesh? It looks like it is in about the... I'm not sure that is in the right position. Damn, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a massive problem. If that doesn't mesh straight into it, we're not going to have the full tuning band, which is kind of what this thing had in the first place. But do I have this on the right? That's right, because I changed the piece here, didn't I? Or the tuning cap. So this goes 2 different ways. Whether it makes any difference, I don't know, but you can guarantee if there's a 50-50 chance of getting it right the first time, by Murphy's Law, it'll always be 100% the wrong way. So that's pointing... That's pointing to here, to that base of that transistor. I bet it's the same both ways. Oh no, it's not the same both ways. Well, that might be a good sign. Yeah, that, does that match it? I think that might match better. I should have took more notice of that one before I pulled it apart. But it's not that hard to fix. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, that's alignment. Although, counterclockwise on one... Oh, that's no good because that goes that way. Yeah, maybe I'm doing it wrong myself, although I didn't need to change that. It was probably in the right position, but I should have gone to the other end because it's backwards. That rotates this one down. The fun you have. It'd be nice if they actually told you which way to turn this. But it's pretty rare service manuals tell you much of use. The bare minimum to get you by, maybe. Okay, let's flip that around the other way. But then it's not gonna... Oh yeah, we're that way aligned. Is that right? I don't think that's really... Because that's gonna rotate downwards. And that way. Yeah, this is basically now going to rotate clockwise, so looking at this one it's going to be counterclockwise. So that's the alignment position. That hopefully matches up. Yeah, it's pretty good. So it was right the first time. Not that I knew it. Well, in theory, we can put it all back together if I can actually achieve getting it back together with the cord in place. I'll also put that antenna back on while I'm at it, I think. Keep it out of the way. I don't know if it goes under the switch, over the switch. Possibly over. These microphones we've got floating around somewhere too. There's one of them. And I see another one going underneath everything. Did that go there or something? Must have. So I've got to kind of flip the board. I don't know, does the board go with the mech? I just do not like pushing on those cables, but the dial cord, but I think we have to. It's a tight fit. But it's going, I think, so it was just a tight fit and you just had to risk. Let's hope the tuning thing hasn't turned at all. Something's still catching it. What's not going in? All the switches are in the holes. Oh god, I don't like it when things suddenly slip like that, because that's when it all goes pear-shaped. Is that going in? I can't really tell. I don't think our tuning cap is... Oh yeah, there it is. I think we're in. The screw hole's not quite aligned. Oh yeah, that's it. Ha! Well, there you go. The tape deck does fit under the dial cord, although we're caught on it, but... Huh. Now, I haven't put the tuning bit back on. I was going to do that first, but anyway, let's see. I have no idea if anything's turning is the problem, because I've got no indicator. I can't really see if that cap's turning inside. I don't think... Oh, is the cord turning? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Now we've hit an end. Oh yeah, the inside of the cap's definitely moving. Now we've hit an end again. Now I don't know which end's which, do I? If that's... Which one's which? That's coming out that end of the thing. I still don't really know, do I? Either way. The capacitor's turned fully anti-clockwise, I think. that end of the dial. I think that's correct, and we put it on that end via what distance? Where do I see the distance? Oh, there, bottom diagram. 74.5 or 2 inches and 9/10 or something. Now, how does this thing even sit exactly? Is it up above the tape? I think that's the way it goes. Oh, it's up there somewhere. Ah, so what does that mean? Is it flat? Where do we look at it from? Above. Yes, it must be like something like that. Now, where's the tape measure? So it looks like you probably could have left the tuning, the dial cord in place. It's just a matter of jiggling it enough. So where is the measurement from? The center of the pulley? Yeah, I think so. 75 to which part? This, they're showing it upside down. Oh, well, I guess it kind of is if it's that way. Which cord does it go on? That one. That can't be right. It can't be the bottom one. Right on the point of that angle of the pinch roller. So when looking at it from this angle, see, it's definitely the top string. Good. Okay, that makes sense. With the white, or not even the white, the bit here, red edge of it. Flip under. Get it under there, and that should be it. So what exactly holds that? I don't know, but anyway, that should be 88. Well, it isn't going to turn on its own, is it? And this should get us right across to about 108. And it's right on 108 by the look of it. Good. Well, it's got to be better than what it was. I should really glue that in place, but I won't do anything. Oh, I hope that didn't just slip. Of course, it catches on that bit of foam there. The first thing that happens, it has actually slipped because it's not in alignment with that. And that's one of the reasons you need to glue it eventually, probably. Well, I hope I fixed the tape deck because I honestly can't even remember what I did now. Getting a little bit of reception on AM, but not much. Something there. Got take up. I think that's basically all working, besides the AM's still not great. At least the tuning dial's back where it should be. No, it's back now.
British colony, and eventually
of the Jews during
It's that switch, I think. Oh yeah.
and the story is we are a very proud Bulgaria. We all this should be run from Delhi, North London.
Even though I've cleaned it.
There's no sort of
Yeah, something's
to do. Everything's being done.
something's dicky. If you push it back a little bit, it tends to get the AM back. So I think that switch needs more than just a clean.
It's notorious.
life was saved in a last minute with
My grandmother, as a child, went to the
Unless it's got a dry joint or something on it, but seems to work alright in FM.
fly. When I walk, pay attention to see the ice in the blister.
Yeah, all seems to be good. So that one can go in the collection, I think. So yeah, basically not a bad little unit, not in too bad condition besides those few dents in the aluminium. Bit of a scratch there, a little bit of a scratch down the door, which I might polish off if I can be bothered. And all basically working again. So besides that AM position, you've got to fiddle with the switch a little bit to get it right. But other than that, all pretty much working, so thanks for watching.